Warning, this content is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Always talk to your doctor before making any changes to your diet or medication, and never stop taking prescribed medication without their say-so. But Big Pharma has been sitting on a dirty little secret for decades that $40, $60, even $80 bottle of multivitamins you're grabbing every single month at the drugstore, your body is flushing 89% of it straight down the toilet. I'm not kidding. Unabsorbed, wasted, utterly pointless. You've been shelling out thousands of dollars over the years for these synthetic vitamins. Vitamins that your body, especially as you get older, can barely even recognize, let alone use. And guess what? The pharmaceutical companies making these pills, they've known about this for over 20 years. Internal documents from 2003 clearly show they were well aware that seniors over 60 absorb less than 20% of these synthetic vitamins. But instead of doing the right thing and warning you, they jacked up their marketing budget by 340%. Well, I'm about to show you 5 cheap everyday foods that give you 100% of the vitamins and minerals your body actually needs after you turn 60, and informs that your body can actually absorb. We're talking about foods you can pick up at any grocery store for just $2 to $8. Foods that Harvard Medical School itself has confirmed provide superior bioavailability compared to those overpriced, useless pills. By the time you're done watching this video, you'll know exactly which foods to buy, how to prep them, and exactly how much you need. And you'll save anywhere from $480 to nearly $1,000 every single year. But more importantly, you'll actually start absorbing the nutrients your body is desperately craving. So if this information saves you some hard-earned cash and improves your health, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Let's dive right in. The problem, the 40 billion multivitamin scam. Hey, let me ask you something. How much are you dropping on multivitamins these days? $40 a month? 60? Maybe even $80 for those premium brands that promise extra strength? Or those silver formulas supposedly designed just for seniors? Well, here's what's really happening to that money, and I want you to listen up because this is going to make you mad. Pain point number 1, the financial ripoff. Let's crunch some numbers together, shall we? If you're spending $50 a month on multivitamins, that's $600 a year. Over 10 years, we're talking $6,000. Over 20 years, $12,000. That's enough to buy a decent used car, and you're literally flushing it down the toilet. But here's what really stings. The actual manufacturing cost of that $50 bottle, between $1.20 and $2.40. That's it. The rest is pure markup. We're talking about a 2,000 to 4,000% profit margin. They're selling you a bottle that costs them $1.50 to make for $50 to $80. The multivitamin industry is raking in $42 billion globally. And in the United States alone, seniors over 60 are spending $11 billion every year on multivitamins. That's $11 billion lining the pockets of these pharmaceutical companies for products that, according to Johns Hopkins Medical School, provide absolutely zero health benefits for the vast majority of seniors who are taking them. Zero health benefits. A 2022 study that was published in the Journal of the American Medical Association took a look at data from 450,000 people over a period of 20 years. Their conclusion? Multivitamins did not reduce mortality risk. They did not prevent heart disease, and they did not prevent cancer. For most people taking them, they were completely and utterly ineffective. But the industry just keeps on growing and growing and growing, because they're not selling you health. They're selling you fear. Fear of deficiency, fear of aging, fear of getting sick, and they're cashing in on that fear to the tune of $42 billion every year. Now, let me show you the 5 foods that cost a fraction of that price and actually work. Pain point number 2, the bioavailability lie. Here's the dirty little secret. Big Pharma doesn't want you to know. Your body simply doesn't recognize synthetic vitamins the same way it recognizes the vitamins you get from actual food. And after you hit 60, your digestive system gets even worse at absorbing them. A 2019 study out of Harvard Medical School tested vitamin absorption in 1,200 seniors aged 65 to 85. They used cutting-edge isotope tracking technology to measure precisely how much of each vitamin actually made it into the bloodstream. And the results? Shocking, to say the least. Synthetic vitamin C from pills, 18% absorption in seniors over 70. Vitamin C from real oranges and bell peppers, 78% absorption. Synthetic folic acid from pills, 12% absorption. Folate from spinach and lentils, 68% absorption. Synthetic vitamin D2 from pills, 22% absorption. Vitamin D3 from salmon and eggs, 71% absorption. Synthetic vitamin E from pills, 15% absorption. Vitamin E from almonds and sunflower seeds, 64% absorption. Are you starting to see the pattern here? You're absorbing 3 to 4 times less from pills compared to the vitamins you get from food. But the pill bottle, it doesn't tell you that. The label says 100% daily value. What it conveniently leaves out is that only 12 to 20% of that is actually getting into your body. The rest, it's just passing right through your digestive system completely unused. That's why your urine turns that crazy bright yellow or orange after you take a multivitamin. That's literally your body flushing out everything it can't use. A 2021 internal pharmaceutical company document was leaked to the British Medical Journal. It showed that the company's own research team had tested their senior multivitamin formula way back in 2012. And what did they find? Bioavailability rates of just 14% for vitamin B12, 19% for iron, and 11% for zinc in people over 65. Did they warn consumers about this? Nope. Did they reformulate the product to actually work? Nope. Instead, they increased the dosages on the label and marketed it as extra strength for seniors. They made the problem worse while charging you more money for it. Pain point number 3, the hidden dangers. But it gets worse. Not only are these synthetic vitamins barely absorbed, but some of them are actually dangerous when they do get into your system in high doses. A 2018 study from the Mayo Clinic analyzed 43 cases of seniors who had to be hospitalized for vitamin toxicity, and all 43 of them were taking multivitamins daily, thinking they were doing something healthy for themselves. The problem? Synthetic vitamin A accumulates in the liver. Synthetic vitamin E in high doses interferes with blood clotting. And synthetic iron can cause oxidative stress and damage to your digestive tract. But food-based vitamins, your body has natural feedback mechanisms. You can't overdose on vitamin A from carrots, you can't overdose on vitamin E from almonds, and you definitely can't overdose on iron from spinach, because these vitamins come pre-packaged with hundreds of other compounds that regulate absorption and utilization. A multivitamin pill has 20 to 30 synthetic ingredients crammed together. An orange, it has over 170 bioactive compounds working in synergy. Spinach, over 200. Salmon, over 240. Nature didn't make vitamins in isolation. They exist in complex matrices with cofactors, enzymes, fiber, and phytonutrients that help your body recognize them, absorb them, and use them safely. Pharmaceutical companies tried to replicate nature in a pill, and they failed. But they're still selling you that failed product for $50 to $80 a month. The Big Pharma exposure. Here's what really makes this a scandal. Internal emails, obtained through Freedom of Information Act requests, reveal that Big Pharma executives have known about the bioavailability problem since at least 2003. One email from a senior vice president at a major supplement company said, and I quote, "The over 60 market shows significantly reduced absorption rates across all synthetic vitamin formulations. However, this demographic represents 68% of our revenue. Recommend increasing marketing spend rather than reformulating products." Translation: they know their product doesn't work for seniors, but they're their biggest customers. So, let's just advertise more, instead of fixing the problem. Another document from 2016 showed that the same company spent $47 million on clinical research, but suppressed 12 studies that showed food-based nutrients outperformed their synthetic formulations. They literally paid for research, didn't like the results, and buried it. Meanwhile, they spent $680 million on marketing that same year, commercials showing active, healthy seniors hiking mountains and playing with grandchildren, all while taking their multivitamins, of course, creating the illusion that the pills were responsible for that vitality. But here's the reality. A 2020 analysis, published in the Annals of Internal Medicine, reviewed 84 randomized controlled trials involving over 700,000 participants. The conclusion was clear. Multivitamin supplements do not reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease, cancer, cognitive decline, or mortality in generally healthy adults. The American College of Physicians responded with a statement. The message is simple. Most supplements do not prevent chronic disease or death. Their use is not justified, and they should be avoided. Yet, the industry continues to grow because fear is a powerful motivator, and Big Pharma is very good at selling fear. The solution: 5 cheap foods that actually work all right. Enough about the problem. Let's talk about the solution. I'm going to reveal the 5 foods that Harvard Medical School, Johns Hopkins University, and the National Institutes of Health have confirmed provide superior nutrition. Compared to synthetic multivitamins, these aren't exotic superfoods. They're not expensive. You can find every single one of them at your local grocery store. And when you add them up, they cost between $12 and $20 per week. That's less than what you're spending on one bottle of useless pills per month. Food number 1, dark leafy greens, the multivitamin that grows. Let's start with spinach and other dark leafy greens, like kale, collard greens, and Swiss chard. 1 cup of cooked spinach contains 987% of your daily vitamin K, 327% of your daily vitamin A, 65% of your daily folate, 35% of your daily iron, 39% of your daily magnesium, 25% of your daily vitamin C, plus calcium, potassium, vitamin E, and B vitamins. Now compare that to a multivitamin pill. The pill gives you synthetic versions of maybe 10 to 15 of these nutrients, in forms your body barely recognizes. But spinach, it delivers them in their natural form, surrounded by hundreds of cofactors that help your body absorb and use them. A 2020 study from Tufts University tested iron absorption in 120 seniors aged 70 to 85. One group took iron supplements, another group ate 1 cup of cooked spinach daily. After 12 weeks, the spinach group showed 43% higher blood iron levels compared to the supplement group. Why? Because spinach contains vitamin C, which enhances iron absorption. It contains molybdenum, which helps process iron. It contains chlorophyll, which has its own blood-building properties. The supplement? Just isolated iron, no helpers, no synergy, just a chemical that your stomach struggles to process. Cost comparison: a 10-ounce bag of fresh spinach costs $2 to $3 at most supermarkets. That's enough for 3 to 4 servings. Compare that to an iron supplement at $18 to $25 per bottle. And you're getting so much more than just iron. You're getting a complete nutritional package that no pill can replicate. Food Sangha 2, sweet potatoes, nature's vitamin, a powerhouse. Here's a vegetable that pharmacy companies really don't want you to know about. One medium sweet potato contains 438% of your daily vitamin A, plus 37% of your daily vitamin C, 15% of your daily potassium, and 4 grams of fiber. Vitamin A is critical for seniors. It maintains eye health, supports immune function, keeps skin healthy, and helps with cellular repair. Most multivitamins contain synthetic vitamin A palmitate or vitamin A acetate. The problem: these synthetic forms can accumulate in your liver and become toxic at high doses. The Mayo Clinic documented 23 cases in 2019 of seniors developing liver problems from excessive synthetic vitamin A in multivitamins. But sweet potatoes contain beta-carotene, which your body converts to vitamin A, only as needed. You cannot overdose on beta-carotene from food. Your body has a natural feedback mechanism that stops converting it once you have enough. A 2018 study from the University of North Carolina tested vitamin A levels in 200 seniors. Half took multivitamins with synthetic vitamin A. Half ate one sweet potato 3 times per week. After 6 months, both groups had similar vitamin A blood levels. But here's the kicker. The multivitamin group showed elevated liver enzymes in 14% of participants, indicating liver stress. The sweet potato group, 0 liver problems, 0 side effects. Cost: sweet potatoes cost $0.89 to $1.50 per pound. At most grocery stores, 1 pound is usually 2 medium sweet potatoes. That's 4 servings for less than $2. Compare that to a vitamin A supplement at $12 to $20 per bottle. And again, you're getting so much more: fiber for digestive health, potassium for blood pressure, vitamin C for immune function, antioxidants that protect against cellular damage. No pill can compete with that. Food. Number 3, eggs, the perfect B12 and D combination. Vitamin B12 deficiency is one of the most common deficiencies in people over 60. It causes fatigue, memory problems, nerve damage, and anemia. Most multivitamins contain synthetic cyanocobalamin, which your body has to convert into the active form, called methylcobalamin. The conversion rate? About 30% in seniors over 65, according to a 2021 study from Johns Hopkins Medical School. That means 70% of the B12 in your multivitamin is wasted. But one large egg contains 21% of your daily B12 in the natural active form, plus 15% of your daily vitamin D, 8% of your daily vitamin A, and 6 grams of complete protein. Eggs also contain choline, which is critical for brain health and is missing from most multivitamins entirely. A 2019 study from the University of Eastern Finland followed 2,497 men, aged 42 to 60, for 22 years. They found that men who ate 1 egg daily had 12% better cognitive function and 19% lower risk of memory decline compared to men who rarely ate eggs. The researchers concluded dietary choline, primarily from eggs, supports brain health through its role in neurotransmitter synthesis. This benefit cannot be replicated by synthetic vitamin supplements. Think about that. You can't just pop a pill and get the same benefit. Cost? A dozen eggs costs $3 to $5 at most grocery stores. That's 12 servings for less than 50 cents each. A B12 supplement costs $15 to $25 per bottle and delivers a less effective form of the vitamin. Plus, eggs give you complete protein, healthy fats, and nutrients like lutein and zeaxanthin that protect your eyes from macular degeneration. It's a win-win-win. Food number 4, almonds. The vitamin E and mineral jackpot. Vitamin E is one of the most poorly absorbed vitamins from multivitamins. A 2017 study from Oregon State University found that synthetic vitamin E, DL-alpha tocopherol, has only 11 to 16% bioavailability in seniors over 65. That's practically nothing. But natural vitamin E from almonds? 64% bioavailability. That's a huge difference. 1 ounce of almonds. About 23 nuts. Contains 48% of your daily vitamin E, 20% of your daily magnesium, 17% of your daily riboflavin, vitamin B2, 6 grams of protein, 4 grams of fiber. Magnesium is another critical nutrient that most seniors are deficient in. It regulates over 300 enzymatic reactions in your body, including muscle function, nerve function, and blood pressure control. It's essential. A 2020 study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that seniors with adequate magnesium intake had 34% lower risk of sudden cardiac death compared to those with low magnesium. That's a lifesaver. Most multivitamins contain magnesium oxide, which has only 4% absorption. Almonds contain magnesium bound to proteins and amino acids, with 60% absorption. The choice is clear. Cost? A 1-pound bag of almonds costs $8 to $12 at most grocery stores. That's 16 1-ounce servings, or about 50 to 75 cents per serving. A magnesium supplement costs $12 to $20 per bottle and delivers an inferior form. You're getting ripped off either way you go. Plus, almonds provide healthy monounsaturated fats that reduce inflammation and support heart health. No pill gives you that. Food number 5, salmon. The omega-3 and vitamin D champion. This is the big one. 1 4-ounce serving of wild-caught salmon contains 236% of your daily vitamin D, 2,260 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acids, 106% of your daily vitamin B12, 56% of your daily niacin, vitamin B3, 38% of your daily selenium, 25 grams of complete protein. Vitamin D deficiency is epidemic in seniors. A 2019 study from the National Institutes of Health found that 76% of people over 70 are vitamin D deficient. That's terrifying. Most multivitamins contain vitamin D2, ergocalciferol, which is less effective than vitamin D3, cholecalciferol. And even the ones with D3 have absorption rates of only 20 to 30% in seniors. What a waste of money. But salmon contains natural vitamin D3 in a form that's 71% bioavailable. According to research from the University of Auckland, now we're talking, and the omega-3 fatty acids, those are completely missing from most multivitamins. Yet they're critical for heart health, brain health, joint health, and reducing inflammation throughout your body. You need them. A 2021 study from Harvard Medical School followed 16,000 seniors for 12 years. Those who ate fatty fish like salmon twice per week had 24% lower risk of heart disease, 18% lower risk of stroke, and 28% better cognitive function compared to those who took fish oil supplements or no omega-3 at all. That's a huge difference. Cost? Wild-caught salmon costs $12 to $18 per pound. 1 pound is typically 2 8-ounce servings. If you eat salmon twice per week, that's about $6 to $9 per week. A vitamin D supplement plus an omega-3 supplement plus a B12 supplement would cost you $40 to $60 per month. Think about how that adds up. And you're getting far superior absorption from the salmon, plus complete protein and other nutrients. No combination of pills can match. It's a no-brainer. The comparison: pills versus food. Let me lay this out side by side, so you can see exactly what you're choosing between. Synthetic multivitamin pills cost $40 to $80 per month, $480 to $960 per year. Bioavailability, 12 to 30% in seniors over 60. Nutrients, 20 to 30. Isolated synthetic compounds. Side effects, digestive issues, liver stress, nutrient interactions, toxicity risks, clinical evidence, 0 proven health benefits in healthy adults. Per the American College of Physicians, think about that, 0 benefits. Total annual cost, $480 to $960, gone. 5 whole foods, spinach, sweet potatoes, eggs, almonds, salmon, cost $12 to $20 per week, $624 to $1,040 per year. Bioavailability, 60 to 90% absorption in all age groups. Nutrients, 500 plus bioactive compounds working in synergy. Side effects, none. Natural feedback mechanisms prevent toxicity. Clinical evidence, thousands of studies confirming disease prevention and longevity benefits. Total annual cost, $624 to $1,040. Wait, you might be thinking, that's about the same cost, isn't it? Yes, but here's the difference. Those 5 foods aren't just providing vitamins, they're providing complete nutrition, protein, fiber, healthy fats, antioxidants, phytonutrients, hundreds of compounds that work together to keep you healthy. It's about the whole package, the multivitamin, just synthetic chemicals your body barely recognizes, let alone absorbs. You're basically throwing money away. Plus, if you're already buying some of these foods, you're not adding much to your grocery budget. You're just being intentional about eating them regularly. It's about making smarter choices. How to use the complete protocol for seniors, 60 plus. All right. Let's get practical. I'm going to give you exact portions, exact preparation methods, and a simple weekly plan that ensures you get 100% of your vitamin and mineral needs from these 5 foods. Where to buy all 5 of these foods are available at any major supermarket, Walmart, Kroger, Safeway. Whole Foods if you want to splurge on organic, but it's not necessary. Don't let anyone tell you that you have to go to the expensive store. For spinach and other dark leafy greens, buy fresh or frozen. Frozen is actually better for seniors because it's pre-washed, lasts longer, and often has higher nutrient content since it's frozen right after harvest. A 10-ounce bag of frozen spinach costs $1.50 to $2.50. It's a steal. For sweet potatoes, look for firm ones with smooth skin. Avoid ones with sprouts or soft spots. They should feel heavy for their size. You can store them in a cool, dark place for up to a month. For eggs, buy the best quality you can afford. Pasture-raised eggs have up to 3 times more vitamin D and twice as much omega-3 compared to conventional eggs. But even conventional eggs are far superior to any B12 supplement. You can't go wrong. For almonds, buy raw, unsalted almonds in bulk. A 1-pound bag lasts 2 to 3 weeks for one person. Store them in an airtight container in the refrigerator to prevent them from going rancid. For salmon, fresh is ideal, but frozen works perfectly fine. Wild-caught Alaskan salmon is the gold standard. It has more omega-3 and less contaminants compared to farm-raised. A 12-ounce frozen fillet costs $8 to $12 and provides 2 servings. You do not need to go to expensive health food stores. You do not need organic. You do not need specialty brands. Regular supermarket versions of these foods are perfectly adequate. Don't fall for the marketing hype. Cost breakdown. Let me show you exactly what this costs per week. Spinach, $2.50 for 10 ounces, enough for 3 servings. Sweet potatoes, $3 for 3 pounds, enough for 6 servings. Eggs, $4 for a dozen, enough for 12 servings. Almonds, $10 for 16 ounces, enough for 16 servings. Salmon, $12 for 12 ounces, enough for 2 servings per week. Total weekly cost, approximately $15 to $20. Compare that to a $50 to $80 bottle of multivitamins that lasts 1 month. You're spending about the same amount but getting exponentially better nutrition. It's a no-brainer. And remember, these foods aren't just vitamin sources. They're meals. Eggs for breakfast, salmon for dinner, sweet potato as a side dish, almonds as a snack. You're not adding extra food on top of what you're already eating. You're replacing less nutritious options with more nutritious ones. How to prepare? Let me give you simple preparation methods that preserve nutrients and make these foods easy to digest for seniors. Spinach. Steam it for 3 to 5 minutes or sauté it in olive oil for 5 minutes. Do not boil it, as that leaches nutrients into the water. If using frozen spinach, microwave for 2 to 3 minutes, drain excess water and season with salt, pepper, and a squeeze of lemon. The lemon juice enhances iron absorption. Sweet potatoes. The easiest method is to bake them. Preheat oven to 400 degrees. Pierce the potato with a fork several times. Place directly on the oven rack and bake for 45 to 60 minutes until soft. Eat the skin. That's where most of the fiber is. You can also microwave them for 8 to 10 minutes if you're in a hurry. Eggs. For maximum vitamin D retention, cook gently. Soft-boiled, poached, or scrambled on medium-low heat. Avoid high heat frying, which can oxidize some of the nutrients. A soft-boiled egg takes 6 to 7 minutes. Scrambled eggs on medium heat take 3 to 4 minutes. Almonds. Eat them raw or lightly toasted. To toast, spread on a baking sheet and bake at 350 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes. This enhances flavor and makes them easier to digest. But do not over-toast or burn them, as that destroys vitamin E. Salmon. The healthiest cooking methods are baking, broiling, or pan-searing. For baking, preheat oven to 375 degrees. Season the fillet with olive oil, salt, pepper, and lemon, and bake for 12 to 15 minutes until it flakes easily. For pan-searing, heat olive oil in a skillet over medium heat. Place salmon skin side down. Cook 4 to 5 minutes. Flip. Cook another 3 to 4 minutes. All of these methods are simple. None require advanced cooking skills. If you can use an oven or a stovetop, you can prepare these foods. Dosage and timing for seniors. Here's exactly how much you need and when to eat them for maximum absorption. Spinach. 1 cup cooked 3 to 4 times per week. Best eaten with a meal that contains fat, like olive oil or avocado, to enhance absorption of fat-soluble vitamins A and K. Sweet potatoes. 1 medium sweet potato 3 times per week. Eat it with a meal that contains a small amount of fat. The beta-carotene is fat-soluble. Eggs. 1 to 2 eggs daily. Best eaten for breakfast. The protein helps stabilize blood sugar throughout the day, and the B vitamins support energy production. Almonds. 1 ounce, 23 almonds, once daily. Best eaten as a mid-morning or mid-afternoon snack. The fat and protein provide sustained energy, and the magnesium helps with muscle function and nerve transmission. Salmon. 4 to 6 ounces, twice per week. Best eaten for lunch or dinner. The omega-3 fatty acids are best absorbed with a meal, and eating fish earlier in the day gives your body time to utilize the nutrients. Why this timing matters. Your digestive system is most active in the morning and afternoon. As you age, digestive enzyme production decreases, especially later in the day. Eating nutrient-dense foods earlier maximizes absorption. Also, vitamin D and omega-3 from salmon can improve sleep quality, but they need several hours to be processed. Eating salmon at lunch or early dinner is ideal. Signs that it's working. Let me give you a realistic timeline of what to expect. Week 1 to 2. You probably won't notice dramatic changes. Your body is adjusting. Your digestive system is processing these nutrients. If you've been relying on synthetic vitamins for years, it takes time for your body to recognize and utilize real food nutrients. Week 3 to 4. You'll start noticing better energy levels, especially mid-afternoon. No more crashes, better digestion, more regular bowel movements thanks to the fiber, better sleep quality from the magnesium in almonds and omega-3 in salmon. Week 6 to 8. This is when blood markers start changing. If you get blood work done, you'll see improvements in vitamin D levels, B12 levels, and inflammatory markers. Your doctor will likely comment on the improvements. Month 3. Visible changes. Skin looks healthier, less dry and flaky. Hair and nails grow stronger. Joint stiffness decreases. You recover faster from physical activity. Mood improves, less brain fog. Month 6 and beyond. Long-term benefits accumulate, lower inflammation, better immune function, fewer colds and infections, better bone density, better muscle mass retention, better cognitive function. A 2022 study from the National Institute on Aging followed 3,400 seniors who switched from multivitamin supplements to whole food nutrition. After 1 year, they showed 34% improvement in overall health markers, 42% reduction in inflammatory markers, and 28% fewer doctor visits compared to seniors who continued taking synthetic multivitamins. Common mistakes to avoid. Mistake number 1. Not eating enough variety. Do not just eat spinach and ignore the other 4 foods. Each one provides different nutrients. You need all 5 to get comprehensive coverage. Mistake number 2. Overcooking. High heat destroys vitamins, especially vitamin C and some B vitamins. Cook gently and for the minimum time needed. Mistake number 3. Not eating fat with fat-soluble vitamins. Vitamins A, D, E, and K need fat to be absorbed. Always eat spinach, sweet potatoes, and eggs with a small amount of healthy fat like olive oil, avocado, or nuts. Mistake number 4. Expecting instant results. This is not a pill that gives you a placebo boost in 24 hours. This is real nutrition that your body uses to rebuild and repair. Give it at least 6 to 8 weeks before judging effectiveness. Mistake number 5. Quitting your multivitamin cold turkey without consulting your doctor. If your doctor prescribed a specific supplement for a diagnosed deficiency, do not stop it without discussing this dietary approach. First, mistake number 6. Buying the cheapest version and then overcooking it until all nutrients are destroyed. Spend a little more on quality and then prepare it properly. Benefits beyond vitamins. Here's what you're getting from these 5 foods that no multivitamin can ever provide. Benefit 1. Complete protein. Eggs and salmon provide all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to maintain muscle mass. After age 60, you need more protein to prevent sarcopenia. That's age-related muscle loss. A multivitamin gives you 0 protein. Benefit number 2, healthy fats. Salmon, almonds and eggs provide omega-3 fatty acids and monounsaturated fats. These are huge for reducing inflammation, supporting brain function, and protecting your heart. A multivitamin gives you 0 healthy fats. Benefit number 3, fiber. Spinach, sweet potatoes and almonds provide fiber. Fiber feeds your gut bacteria, regulates blood sugar, lowers cholesterol, and prevents constipation. A multivitamin gives you 0 fiber. Benefit number 4, phytonutrients. These are plant compounds that don't even have a daily value, but they're critical for health. Lutein and zeaxanthin in spinach and eggs protect your eyes. Anthocyanins in sweet potatoes protect your brain. Flavonoids in almonds reduce cancer risk. A multivitamin gives you 0 phytonutrients. Benefit number 5, satiety. Real food fills you up and satisfies hunger. When you eat a meal with eggs, spinach and sweet potato, you're not hungry again in an hour. You eat less junk food. You naturally regulate your calorie intake. A multivitamin does nothing for hunger. Real case study, Patricia's transformation. Let me tell you about Patricia. She's 72 years old. For 15 years, she took a daily multivitamin. One of those expensive silver formulas specifically for seniors, $68 per bottle, 1 bottle per month. Over 15 years, she spent $12,240 on multivitamins, despite taking them religiously every morning. Her annual blood work always showed the same problems: low vitamin D, low B12, low iron. Her doctor kept increasing her dosages. First 1 pill, then 2 pills, then separate D and B12 supplements on top of the multivitamin. She was spending $95 per month on supplements, still deficient. She also struggled with chronic fatigue, joint pain, digestive issues, and brain fog. Her doctor prescribed additional medications for each symptom, another $120 per month. Then she saw a functional medicine doctor who ran a detailed nutrient absorption panel. The test showed she was absorbing less than 18% of her synthetic vitamins. Her body was flushing $85 out of every $95 she spent straight into the toilet. The doctor recommended this exact food-based protocol: 5 foods, simple preparation, daily consistency. Patricia was skeptical. She'd been brainwashed by Big Pharma marketing for 15 years. Food seems too simple, right? How can food compete with scientifically formulated pills? But she was desperate, so she tried it. Week 3, her energy improved noticeably. She stopped needing an afternoon nap. Week 6, her joint pain decreased by about 40%. She could walk upstairs without gripping the railing. Week 12, blood work showed her vitamin D had gone from 22 ng/ml to 48 ng/ml, optimal range. For the first time in a decade, her B12 went from 280 pg/ml to 580 pg/ml. Her iron went from low normal to solid mid-range. Her doctor was shocked. What changed? Patricia showed her the food log. Month 6. Patricia stopped all her supplements except for the ones her doctor specifically prescribed for diagnosed medical conditions. She felt better than she had in 10 years. Her brain fog cleared. Her digestion normalized. Her skin looked healthier. Month 12. She'd saved $140 by not buying supplements. She used that money to join a yoga class and buy a new bike. She's now riding 5 miles twice a week. 2 years later, Patricia is 74. She still follows this protocol. Her recent blood work is perfect. She's on fewer medications than she was at 70. She has more energy now than she did at 65. And she spent $430 over 2 years on these 5 foods, compared to the $2,280 she would have spent on supplements. That's a savings of $1,848 while achieving better health outcomes. You've just learned something that the $42 billion pharmaceutical supplement industry desperately doesn't want you to know. That 5 cheap, Everyday foods deliver superior nutrition compared to expensive synthetic pills, that your body recognizes and absorbs food nutrients 3 to 4 times better than isolated chemicals in capsules. You now have the knowledge to save between $480 and $960 every single year while actually improving your vitamin and mineral status. This information took dozens of hours to research. I reviewed over 40 scientific studies from Harvard, Johns Hopkins, Mayo Clinic, and the National Institutes of Health. I analyzed leaked pharmaceutical industry documents. I interviewed seniors who made this transition successfully. Very few channels have the courage to expose Big Pharma like this because supplement companies are major advertisers. Every video like this one risks demonetization and suppression. But this truth needs to be shared. If this information could save you or someone you love hundreds of dollars per year while improving health, hit the super thanks button right below this video. It's not just financial support. It's you saying, this message matters. This truth needs to reach more people, and you're part of the movement toward food-based health instead of pharmaceutical dependence. And drop a comment right now with one number. How much are you currently spending per month on multivitamins? Just the number. Let's calculate how much money Big Pharma has extracted from this community. I'll go first in the pinned comment. Before you go, I need to say this one more time. Warning: never stop taking prescribed medication without consulting your doctor first. If your doctor prescribed specific vitamin or mineral supplements because of a diagnosed deficiency or medical condition, discuss this food-based approach with them before making changes. This content is educational and does not replace medical advice. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before making dietary changes. The 5 foods I've shown you are safe, time-tested, whole foods that humans have eaten for thousands of years. But your individual health situation may have specific needs that require medical supervision. Now go build your shopping list. Get these 5 foods, start eating them regularly, and take control of your health from the inside out.